the future of digital spaces and their role in the democracy. The important aspect we can discuss, we can explain that the many experts have an opinion on online spaces that significantly improve by 2035 if the reformers, the main big technology giants or the government and social activists tackle those problems that created by some lack of information, disinformation, or some toxic discourses. And these are the some expert opinion, the how the digital space and their roles are evolving in future aspect. These are the significant improvement methodology that the reformers or the big technology firms are estimated to be fulfilled through the next 10 to 15 years. The others expert also have continued troubles as digital tools and forums that are used to exploit the people's rage and drive them apart in the future's prospect. The worry about this is a democracy that the future is lies on and the focus of some important barriers and the anxiety on the way that the things happen in online public spaces and are harming the deliberation and the fabric of the society. To be sure, billions of customers users that support the internet that it can does important aspect fulfill them, but the climate is some segment of social media and some other online spaces that have been called a dumpster fire of venom, misinformation, conspiracy theories, and goes to the violence. The public online spaces could significantly improve, and the important factor is against all the expectations. Otherwise, we are still in the phase of the internet where these ethical and regulatory framework have failed to keep up with some rapid advances in the technological field. The internet in this phase and against those early utopic hopes for this demographic and democratic utility that had some severely negative impact on the democracy and that are not offset by its more hopeful development. The important social media company like Facebook and some search engine giant like Google and Twitter also and the TikTok release all the records related to those misinformation around the 2020 election, including the effort to influence or overturn the presidential election result. It exposed those details that seems to show that Facebook has allowed the diffusion of misinformation, disinformation, and the toxicity that has resulted in ethnic violence and harm to teenage girls and has undermined those vaccination efforts and the journal sources. Some explosive material and the content because they believe that Facebook product harm the children, stoke those division and weaken the democracy. The worries that over the rise in the acrid tone and the harmful and manipulative interactions in some online spaces and concern over the role of those technology firm in all of this have spawned those efforts by technical activists to try to redesign those online spaces in the way that facilitate those debate, enhance those civility and provide those personal security. A selection of this initiative was described and the creation of those internet version of those public media is also involved in that particular issue. Some opinion in the fact that looking ahead to the 2035, the digital space and the people use of them will be changed in the way that significantly serve the public goods. Some 61% approximately choose those options that declare yes by 2025 those digital spaces and the people's uses of them will change in a way that significantly serve the public good. And 39% choose no, posting that the 2035 the digital spaces and the people use of them will not change in the way that significantly serves the public good. In light of the current conversation about the need to rethink and redesign those online public spaces, some important factors have expert and they have said those opinion that digital public sphere will evolve by 2035. Some 862 technology innovators, developer, business entities, policy leaders, researchers, and activists responded to those specific tasks. It is important to note that a large share of those choose that online public spaces would improve by 2035, that wrote in their answers, and the changes between now and then could go in either way. It's often listed one or more difficult hurdles to overcome before that outcome can be achieved. Thus, those numeric findings reported here are not fully indicative of those troubles that they think lie between now and 2035. In fact, the answer to those separate questions in which they were asked how they see those digital spaces, how they recommended those things, the proposal that it can be achieved or not, merely a span of 15 years more from now. Those are evolving generally, how these important declaration and those decisions can be fulfilled by those people are noted for, and the majority, the current technological evolutions that has both positive and negative effect in the society, in people's life, daily life, and these 18% said the digital space are evolving in mostly negative way that is likely to lead to a worse future for the society. 10% maybe online world is evolving a mostly positive way that is likely to lead a better society. And about 3% say digital space are not evolving in one direction or another. It is also worth that nothing that the responses were gathered in the midsummer of 2021. The people also responses in some cultural aspect, the views of those ongoing pandemic, and at a time when rising those concerns that the climate change, social inequality that were particularly predominant half a year after the fact that US is mostly affected by this pandemic, and this affect those presidential election in the recent times, and the non-scientific canvassing based on those criteria and based on a non-random sample, that result represent only the opinion of those individuals who responded to the queries are not projectable to any other population. The social media algorithm also involved in that fact, and those public digital space will improve by 2025. Technology can be fixed, government and corporation can reorient those factors, the people can band together for reforms, and majority of these experts and activists working to inspire the people to do and move towards this positive attitude that creates the impressive factors in the social reform. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.